once in a while. I think it's still worth a ban, but I really doubt CJ's going to do it.
I feel like every time they beat the Gnar, they squeak by, but every time they lose to the Gnar, they get absolutely manhandled.
Yeah, but it seems like they think about those wins a lot more than those losses. They're like, oh, but we did beat it with Mundo that one time. We've got an answer. I think you ban the Gnar.
They don't have an answer.
Maokai banned against Shy. Wow, look at that.
So changing up, Lulu will be available this time around. Shy is very strong on that champion.
Yeah.
And I expect it to go quickly in the draft. So
There's a Gnar ban.
Could be a Lulu first pick. And
I think it certainly will be. Yeah, Lilac going to pick up that one.
Or Frozen. Frozen's a very good Lulu player as well.
True.
So good flex pick for Incredible Miracle. That the Leona will be available again.
So will CJ think about maybe picking up the Rengar this time rather than the Rek'Sai then? To keep that Lulu-Rengar combo away from IM they played in the past?
Possibility, but I think that Rek'Sai is such a power pick right now that they're still going to be drawn to that. Ambition has been doing pretty well on the Rek'Sai over the last couple of games. They're going to grab an early Kassadin, actually.
Okay.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Otherwise, IM will flex those two, will flex the Lulu and the Kassadin, and that could get really annoying and confusing in the draft stage.
Yep. See that
Meanwhile,
one.
you also have the last pick right there, so
Now
this is a good call.
The Leona also available right now for IM, and if they were going to take it in one of the phases of this draft, I think this would be the spot to do it.
I think that CJ's emphasis on Corki right here, they just want to keep, now the Leona isn't as threatening, so there's not going to be a bully lane with the Leona this time around.
True.
Yes, you still have the playmaking abilities, but no, you don't have that same level of kill pressure in lane. Yes, play the Victor Frozen, play the Cassiopeia. We've been dying to see your cast. And honestly, for most teams, this Kassadin would be a flex pick. Shy really not known as a Kassadin player. He's not like Duke or some of the other top laners where it is a bit more threatening.
You would have to imagine that's going mid lane, and you know, I wonder if they. I like this Ezreal a lot better for the mid lane because if you go with the double AP, it's so easy for Shy to pick into that Mundo, and we know what a good Mundo player he is.
May actually take the Lee Sin over the Rek'Sai here, and they will.
Yes, they will.
Handing that over, so I guess.
Oh,
Jarvan at the last possible second. And Ezreal, so they're taking away one of Coco's picks right here. Another flex pick from Incredible Miracle. We don't really know what's going on yet.
Yeah. In
terms of their composition, neither does CJ. The Nidalee is available. The Gnar was banned instead, so it could be a takeaway.
Jungle Nidalee, though, do you think?
Yes, more than likely. Especially because it's Ambition, who's a longtime Nidalee player. Like I was explaining earlier on, Ambition, of course, a former mid laner and known for many years for his Nidalee play. Maybe taking up that one again. And yes, Nidalee's changed, but the feel of her skill shot's still the same. Oh.
Well, it would have been nice to see it, but this is a pretty serious game for both of these teams, and it seems like comfort picks are going to be the order of business for CJ today.
Lee Sin.
Jana.
Ooh.
And Sanstar, will he take that? Will he take that Kalista?
Yeah, bit of a question here. That's a champion we haven't seen Sanstar play before.
You know, they could pull a bit of a GE Tigers here and go for the Kog'Maw, but I mean, nobody plays Kog'Maw like Breakin, but Sanstar's going to try.
They're doing it.
He's going to give it a shot.
IM is going to run a Juggernaut composition nearly identical to compositions that we've seen from the GE Tigers.
And I believe this is the first time we've seen a team outside of the GE Tigers really try to play it too. Yeah,
this will be very telling about IM. This is a very large departure from the styles we've seen them play previously, because this is all about poke. And IM has been all about the heavy engage from Wisdom and Tucson. Exactly the opposite. Now Sansar is going to have to play forward like Prey. He's going to have to bait out these team fights. Do they want the Rumble into Lulu? They now know definitively it will be a top lane Lulu.
And it looks like Shy is going to be grabbing that Rumble for the top lane as well. That could make it a bit difficult for Sanstar from time to time. And it's locked in, so here we go. I'm so excited to see IM try to pull this off, because if they can, it is one of the strongest comps I think we've ever seen. But it's really hard to play. It takes a lot of coordination. It takes a very good AD carry.
Yeah,
we'll
that
see if
positioning is so critical because you have to be, you're really walking on a tightrope between moving too far forwards and not far forwards enough, because you have to get forward to bait people in and to deal damage to objectives like turrets.
I think this one's either going to go very good or very, very bad for IM here in this final game.
Yeah, Shy has never played a professional game on Kassadin, so the Kassadin a little bit less threatening in the draft from CJ, and it does go to Coco one more time. He didn't have a successful game in game one on that champion, and he'll have a hard time here. Of course, that matchup versus Ezreal will be pretty challenging for Kassadin, considering he can't shield that magic damage and he has to walk up so close to the wave. So this is going to be rough for CJ. They have a really strong likelihood of getting poked out early in this next game.
Lots of poke, good disengage for IM. It's a strong comp. I mean, we've seen what the GE Tigers can do with it. Can IM replicate that kind of success, though? It's time to find out, guys. IM versus CJ Entus, a huge game for both of these teams. Who takes it? Let's get into the game, find out. And here we go, the final game of the night. Incredible Miracle taking on CJ Entus for a battle over the middle of the pack. You're in Champion Spring. Frozen on this Ezreal pick. Wow, the fans really going at it today. It is always fun when these two teams play each other. We'll get it once more during the regular season.
One more time. Well, CJ.
Wonder where things will be at then.
Yeah, it could be another pretty important match in terms of rankings for playoffs. By
Really
the time
could,
it could roll around one more time. Well, I like what we're seeing from IM. It's a new look for Incredible Miracle. Last week, they played very heavily on using the Thresh Xerath Gnar combination for pick and heavy engage.
And I gotta say too, even if IM loses with this comp, it's a really good sign to see them as a team trying new things. You know, it's the teams that stick to one strategy no matter what are the ones that you have to worry about a little bit. But if a team, even if they lose, as long as they're trying new things and they're, you know, diversifying a bit, it's a good sign.
I agree. It's a good sign indeed. Yeah. This is GE Tigers staple. They have run Ezreal mid, Lulu top with this Kog'Maw, and then run a disengage support like Nami or Janna with it.
Yeah.
Very strong. And by taking away the Jarvan here, it also further limits the engage options of CJ. I mean, CJ's really reliant on that Rumble ultimate to engage right here, or Ambition getting a very good kick. Or Coco coming in with a Riftwalk Zhonya's. But that's hard. It's not easy to make that successful. IM will take the small Krug this time, not going for full Krug like they did in the first game of this series.
Yep.
Just trying to get a slight edge.
You go for the Grom, but you never go full Krug.
You don't go full Krug.
There you go. I believe that's what the old adage says.
All right, Wisdom trying something cute right here.
Yeah, going to try to come in on Ambition. Ambition very low health. He's going to need to burn that flash. He does, but can he get away? Wisdom flashing in first blood goes to IM, and he can just waltz over and take this red buff too. Pretty disastrous start. Ambition.
Wisdom.
Oh, wow.
With the dirty, dirty solo queue moves right there.
Yep.
You see that so frequently in solo queue these days. You
gotta play to win.
You take that level 2 off of either your Krugs or your Groffs, so you just walk into their buff. So good read.
Yeah.
And Ambition will pay for it, trading flash for flash right there. And falling to Wisdom. Sometimes it's actually helpful, especially if you're starting red, to save your trinket ward and ward behind the red buff so that can't happen to you. But the way that the warding is played at level 1 in the professional scene, you don't have that luxury. So you have to put that ward down, and by the time that the enemy jungler walks into your jungle, that ward is expired, and there's really nothing you can do except for try and play back. And you know, normally probably Wisdom wouldn't have taken that risk, but look at how the lanes are pushed. I mean, they have, IM has the pressure on the lanes already, so there was really no chance of a reaction from CJ. That's just a good read on the top side from Wisdom.
Yeah.
And honestly, probably in this game, Ambition should have started its blue buff. Just because it's a lot less dangerous when Corki and Janna are pushing out right there. Sometimes as a jungler, you have to talk to your teammates or at least be able to read which lanes should be pushing faster.
Oh,
Wisdom coming
boy,
in for
here he
some
comes
more
again.
punishment.
He's going to see Ambition. Ambition with no flash. Doesn't get knocked up, though. Able to safeguard to that ward just in time.
Yeah, and you see there's a difference in Wisdom's play here. Now he exits immediately. He doesn't continue to scrap with Ambition.
Or does he? Or does he? He's going to throw it over the wall. He's going to come in. There's...
The wave is pushing out, though, now.
Okay.
And Lilac and Shy.
Whoa.
Lilac getting solo killed by Shy.
Wow. We're going to have to see a replay of that one. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Coco could be in a bit of trouble. Doesn't need to burn any summoners, but that's about as close as it gets. Frozen getting a lot of pressure onto that mid lane turret, but Lilac, I want to see a replay. Just push too far forward, taking too much damage from Shy, I guess. That was weird.
Very weird without any jungler interaction. No Ignite and no Equalizer either in order to make that happen. So,
well, Lulu has so many tools to survive things like that, too, so that was very strange.
Man, that is a huge error from Lilac. The fact that his jungler is bullying the enemy jungler so hard at this point.
Yep.
To die in a 1v1 like that sets your entire team back so much when you already have such an incredible map advantage.
Really does.
Very disappointing.
Yeah. Or very exciting if you're a CJ fan.
I just don't like to see misplays, though, no matter who's doing them.
I agree, only if we don't get to see the fight. There we go. There's a fight, and yeah, Lilac. I mean, what more can you say?
I don't even know why he was running into River when he could have just gone straight back to his tower right there. And there's the flash. Okay, whatever.
What are you going to do?
Here we go.
Oh, there's a kill onto Shy. Okay, Ambition in a lot of trouble as well, too. It could be 2 for IM, and it looks like it will be no flash, though, for either. Well, they're going to go for it. This is going to dive. Wisdom getting the shield knee, and there's the kill for Lilac. Oh, minions! Oh, and Ambition manages to get a little bit of help from his friends. And
still,
those helpful minions.
The double kill, turning that lane entirely around.
Yeah.
So
well, this game's entertaining.
Yeah, this is not the cleanest series we've seen tonight.
Just let me enjoy it, Monty.
No.
I will either way. You're not the boss of me.
Just doing my best to buzzkill for you there, Doa.
Thank you.
I know that's why you appreciate me so much.
Just think of the fans, man.
I'm just
think
a vampire sucking the joy out of you.
You're a hype vampire. It's true. You just draw the hype out of a match into your pit of strategy and logic.
And low kill perfect rotation game.
No fun.
Well, there wasn't a blue buff handover right there. Wisdom did grab the second blue buff, as we saw. Frozen will be blue buffless. That'll slow his tier stacking just a little bit.
Vampires in Twilight were more fun than you, Monty. At least they played baseball and could climb trees really fast and stuff.
And at least they sparkled. I don't
they sparkled. You don't,
unfortunately.
That's true. What's up with that? Taking all the hype away, not sparkling?
But I do have better taste in life.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that one. That's true. Although Twilight does set a rather low bar, to be fair. Wisdom coming in. Try to make a bit of a lane gank here. He does not go all the way up, though. Of course, those minions. We know what they can do.
Okay, just going to walk into lane, I guess.
Yeah.
Help to push this one back, at least for the moment. Not really finding a good angle. Hits 6 off of that wave, actually.
Well, I wonder if they're going to be able to turn this jungle pressure that they've gotten into a little bit more dragon pressure. We'll see. Wisdom trying to get that going right now. Meanwhile, Frozen still poking Coco, but the CS has been pretty even between these two mid laners. Not a bad job by Coco, actually.
Yeah, actually.
When you get that shield, it's still not easy, but I suppose it helps a bit.
Well, not against Ezreal's physical damage.
Okay, I guess so.
So, yeah, I'm actually quite impressed that he's been able to do this well so far. But he started Cloth 5, so he had a lot of healing potions. Yeah. Able to take a little bit of punishment as he walks up just to melee. not overly reliant on using his spells. I think that's a smart and a strong start, and then moving into Catalyst for more sustain. So I like Coco's itemization here, not allowing Frozen to punish him too much, especially since Frozen did go tier. So that will help Kassadin survive as we move into the first item here in the laning phase. Choosing the Wisdom on the gank squad patrol again.
Yeah.
Coco is 7. He has Flash and Riftwalk. It's going to be really hard. They're trying to bait him into Frozen right now.
Yeah, I don't think Coco's falling for it quite yet. Here comes Mad Life, though.
They're just going to leave. I think Mad Life is very smart to be here right now. Yep. There's a lot of darkness on the bottom side of River, and they're trying to ambush him as he goes for the blue buff. Good read by Mad Life. He's in the right place in order to prevent this.
Oh, there's a ward right there. Yeah, so Mad Life knew the entire time that Wisdom and Tucson were in that brush.
And they saw Wisdom. They don't know that Tucson is still in there, but they can suspect.
Yep.
Now they know.
Okay. Yeah, so I am still trying to get more control around the dragon, too.
Meanwhile, Shy just destroying Lilac in the top
Whoa,
side.
I am going for this blue buff. Can they get it? Mad Life and Ambition coming down. Coco's right there. The knock up on Wisdom. Oh, they kick him back, and that's going to be a kill for CJ. He even flashed. Oh, boy.
Lilac also using teleport right there. They may get space. Space very low.
Two-shot barrage. Oh, got him.
Finisher, Frozen. The snipe at the end of that one. So they got enough damage down onto space to at least trade 1-for-1. TP advantage still to Shy, however, and he is opening up just an insane CS lead on Lilac's Lulu after that sloppy early death.
Yeah. All right. Frozen responding to the poke from Coco with a little bit of his own, but again, you know, with only that long sword and tier, not going to do a whole lot.
And after seeing what we've seen so far, I am not confident in IM's ability to exercise this Juggernaut composition because just from what we've seen, they do look a little uncomfortable on these champions.
It seems like they're overdoing it a little bit on the jungle pressure that Wisdom's trying to accomplish as well, too.
They are right now. They're overplaying their hand.
Oh, and Tucson overdoing it on the aggression. Gets pushed back under turret and a flash from space, trying to catch Tucson before he gets into try, and that's going to be an easy kill. Tucson, he wanted to get some damage into Mad Life and be cute, but a little bit too much there. I'm sorry, Tucson. We had that talk about being a killer support before the match. I will take the blame for that one.
Well, last game we actually saw Space getting monsooned into that tower, and now the tables have turned. Frozen attempting to snipe the dragon, not going to get it. Easily going back over to CJ, teleport immediately back to the top tier 1 from Shy. Nice response, just walking down and TPing back. Now they have a pretty solid advantage with that dragon. Bringing it back after that double kill on the top side. Wisdom still.
He just isn't going to give up. Tries to find Ambition. Ambition flashing. Can he get the kill? Kicked away. Takes some hit from the turrets, and Coco comes in to finish him off. All right, at Wisdom, it's time to stop.
Okay.
This isn't working anymore, man.
All right, Wisdom really should not be dueling right there. If you look at the itemization, he got the Sightstone instead of actually finishing the Warrior enchant. So he's down a considerable amount of damage and armor penetration on Ambition right now, so he can just get straight up dueled by that Lee Sin, even if he gets the drop on him. And taking that tower hit and having Coco right there, super risky. No real follow-up, especially because Frozen's ult was down. If True Shot Barrage was up, that would have been a different story, but it wasn't. He tried to steal the dragon with it, and now I am coming apart at the seams a little bit here.
Yeah, I think so too. They certainly look to be a bit scattered right now in their map movements. Trying too hard. I think that's the theme of this game too so far.
Well, I think they're just really afraid that if they don't start making plays now, they're going to lose just because of how poorly top lane is going and how Shy continues to get bigger and bigger and bigger as his CS lead widens in this lane. I mean, it's really a pretty gaping chasm at the moment. 30 CS up in 13 minutes, and Lilac really unable to deal with this rumble pressure.
Yeah. Definitely seems that way. Mad Life getting a chance to put some deep wards in the enemy jungle as well too. And, you know, for once, we don't see a whole lot of wards on the CJ side. And, you know, I really feel like if Wisdom had just focused on getting in there and getting some vision instead of always looking to duel with Ambition, they'd be in a much better spot.
He bought the item to get the vision and the information, but he played like he got the damage instead. So I think that's not the best we've seen Wisdom play for sure. If you want to commit to the vision, then go for it. Commit to the vision. You will get a ward advantage based off of the first blood gold that you got, and you can snowball that edge by just watching where Ambition is and then playing the other side of the map to get more surefire ganks. Instead, continues the duel with the jungler, constantly walking in. And if you want to be Svenskeren, you need to buy damage.
True enough. Looks like CJ's going to be able to take this top turret now. Yeah, Mad Life coming up to help out. True Shot Barrage trying to clear out the minion wave, but it's a little bit too late. Lilac, at least he saw Ambition coming in with the ward, and he was able to get away before a dive happened. But yeah, CJ coming out with a pretty commanding lead early on.
Yeah, and running this Juggernaut composition, I think, requires a level of teamwork and finesse that IM probably will not be able to pull off in this game. I don't think they're quite at that stage yet. There's a reason why only GE Tigers have been running this composition. It is ridiculously difficult to execute properly and very unforgiving with even the slightest mistake.
Yeah, well, Coco doing some damage. Has to flash out of the Aqua Prism, though.
That said, it's also frustrating to play against because of its high damage during Siege and the virtual impossibility of stopping sieges. And even if you engage, there's no real answer to how to deal with it. And CJ doesn't have the strongest engage in this game, so it's not completely out of the picture for Incredible Miracle to win this game yet.
It seems like it would need to go.
I'm just not very encouraged by what we've seen.
It seems like it would need to go pretty late for IM to build the damage to get the siege going.
I think the later it goes, I think you're right, it does favor Incredible Miracle just because they will have that increased mobility, and thanks to, again, the poor engage from CJ, they can't kite it out with enough speed and enough shields.
And Sunstar has stayed even on CS, relatively speaking, to Space at least. Wait for that Trinity Force first, of course, but Space already has finished his Triforce.
CJ also does have some options for engage. Their best bet's going to be the cast and flank, just because if they can force out the wild growth onto a member that isn't Sunstar, that will actually allow them to kill the Kog'Maw without him being wild growth and shielded and whimsied forever.
Yeah.
So that's what they're going to be aiming for. Maybe they can also force out a tidal wave in the wrong direction so that the rest of the team can follow up with secondary engage. Wisdom in the brush.
Yeah.
Do a little quick check in the lane. Ambition.
Oh, Q, nice Q from Ambition. Oh, but he kicks Wisdom back in. Wisdom had to burn his flash, though, and all of this sets up CJ for a possible second dragon here.
Yeah, that should be a good setup. One flash down, top lane pushing in. Lilac continues to fall behind in terms of his creep score. So Wisdom attempting to
I don't know if he's going to get this one.
right here around his red buff.
Knocked up, and oh, Ambition comes in for the kill.
Nice Q from Mad Life.
Yeah. I think Wisdom is having a really bad game.
It's so sad because it started out very well for him, and I like the decision that he made. I like that he played that side of the map. Space takes the tower, though. Nearly guaranteed dragon for CJ Entus.
You know, after that initial first blood, too, Wisdom, he just could have sat back and warded. I don't know.
Or he could have kept dueling. But don't buy the side stone if you're going to do that. Anyway.
Buy damage, yeah, it's true. CJ with their second dragon, easily taken while Space gets a bit of damage onto the tier 2 turret.
You have to commit to your strategy, Doa.
Yes, that's right. Just like Breaking Bad taught us, no half measures. Yep.
Wow, so Frozen going for a Vamp Scepter actually next, so he's not going to be building straight into Trinity Force. We'll delay his damage just a little bit, even if it does give him slightly more sustain. Seems like he just wants to stay in lane and farm as long as he can at this stage. Sure, that's really going to work out for him. 2 dragons already down for CJ. It's another game where they have impressive dragon control early on, just like last time around.
Oh, Mad Life, setting a very tricky whirlwind coming from the Raptor pit there. That would have done a lot of damage onto Frozen if that had connected. Might have burned a couple summoners there. Oh, goodbye, minions. Goodbye, mid lane pressure.
Well, CJ's really not going to be able to do a whole lot right here.
Yeah.
The wave clear from Incredible Miracle. But, well, actually, if Kog'Maw doesn't push the lane and decides to freeze it in the bottom side just to get Cog farm, they may choose to intentionally give up the mid lane tower, even though the only really siege champ they have is Corki. Kassadin not going to be doing a lot of work in that regard.
True.
Back out instead.
Oh, Lilac continuing to drop down in CS to Shy, now 40 behind.
Yeah, this is the proper strategy. Put Kassadin in the bottom lane, put the kill threat onto the Kog'Maw, and then just keep the Corki wave clearing in mid. And since he can do it better, not reliant on a long cooldown ultimate like this Ezreal is, they can't really move Ez out of middle. You already have top winning, so just start applying full pressure right here and force Wisdom to make the difficult decisions in terms of how to deal with this scenario. And now Kog'Maw can't even walk close to that wave. Meanwhile, Space chipping away at the tower with the Trinity Force.
Well, Lilac on the run now as well. And CJ just slowly grinding down Incredible Miracle, but here comes Wisdom. Can they get the pick onto Shy? He's got that flash, there's a knockup with the Wild Growth. Equalizer drop down, Ambition coming in, as well as Space, but it looks like Shy's gonna get taken out before he gets there. Now, can CJ collapse on this? No, only Space and Ambition there.
Yeah, but they lose a tower at the same time.
Looks like they will, yeah.
So, Sodstar not able to engage, even with the Trinity Force right here. This Kassadin can absolutely annihilate him, especially with the help from the shield from Mad Life, and Space gonna get some free damage in mid as well. So basically 1.5 towers kick onto Wisdom to prevent any follow-up. Ooh, actually 2 towers.
Looks that way.
Oh!
Barely don't get it. Coco trying to come from the side. Frozen's really low. A lot of damage onto Tucson. They can just waltz in here, and they will. A kill from Space could be another one. Tucson tries to disengage with that tidal wave. They'll get the turret, though. CJ is happy. They can just back off. Or will they? Yep, they will. It's smart to back off. CJ should back off. Two-shot barrage goes through. The poke is real from IM, and CJ took a lot of damage but managed to keep everybody alive.
Yep, very measured play right there. Doesn't matter if Space or Shy dies at the top side. You're able to reap those kind of objective rewards in return. And that's what that full pressure does. Even if they gank you, even if you, as soon as you know where Wisdom is, you just turn up the heat on the lanes.
Yeah.
Chunk it down, Wisdom, buddy. Can't do that.
Oh,
bye.
Not a good game for Wisdom.
And Coco able to zone people off with the Force Pulse while they secure the turret. Frozen tries to Arcane Shift forward for some increased damage. Not quite going to be enough. No follow-up either, and they'll just split right around the True Shot Barrage after the Monsoon was used for a little bit of healing, just in case. And Coco very dangerously close to his Zhonya's, and that's going to be the ticket that CJ needs to get the win here in this game.
Yep. A very respectable golden turret lead at 22 minutes. 5,000 gold, 4 turrets, a couple dragons. And CJ can just kind of play it out methodically from here.
Well, I am too. They really did have everything going for them in this game. Getting that first blood in a 1v1 that early. If Lilac, I feel, hadn't been soloed in the top side, we'd be looking at a very different scenario right now, but it seems like they sort of mentally broke after that point. Wisdom wasn't very good at transitioning the advantage he got into further advantages and snowballing the first blood, making some questionable calls in terms of the basically the synergy between his playstyle and his itemization. Like, you need to pick one or the other and go with it instead of trying to do both at the same time.
Yeah. Well, Frozen's managed to get a bit of damage going now. Muramana Frozen Gauntlet, so I am with a bit more of an opportunity here to fight at least.
I don't actually know why he built Frozen Gauntlet right here, or Iceborne Gauntlet, because there's so much magic damage coming in on CJ. Usually that's an item you would build against double AD compositions, but it's Corki magic damage poke, Kassadin, and Rumble. So you'll be able to kite with it in terms of slows, but it's not actually going to help you not get bursted down.
Oh, Ambition getting caught. Yep, that's right. Kicks out Wisdom, but still gets killed. Wild Growth used on Sonstar. He was caught a little bit himself as well. I am trying to collapse onto CJ now. Frozen with a little bit of damage coming in, and that Frozen Gauntlet at least does slow champions like Kassadin and Corki, maybe allowing IM to get more picks. I think that's kind of the idea. They just want to catch people.
It does allow you to kite. It does do that. I just think for the sake of...
Like Shy. Oh! Lives through the True Shot barrage. Wow.
Wow. Monsoon peeling just a little bit.
Coco takes some damage. And can Frozen get close enough? Not quite. Coco manages to Rift Walk over the wall, coming back in. They want to keep an eye on IM.
Bad Life is here. This is pretty bad for IM. They have no mana is really the issue right now. So how are they going to lock down this cast? And they're not, so they do have to back off. This could be Dragon number 3 for CJ as Ambition zips towards the pit.
Well, another Dragon for CJ. That would be Dragon 3 now. CJ has just done such a great job in both this game and the last game of controlling Dragon.
They have. It's been really one of the keys to their success so far. And Ambition gets caught out. There's the Iceborne Gauntlet. Oh, God, he went back in for the last hit.
Gotta kill that ward.
He had just walked away. You know, it's an important League of Legends lesson. Sometimes you just have to walk away from the ward. Especially as a melee champion. Just have to be patient and realize that you're not going to get that last hit.
Like, no man. I can never waste a cooldown on my sweeping lens.
Meanwhile,
looks like Coco died.
Just died in the enemy jungle at the red buff as we take a look at the rest of this replay right here.
I guess so. Shy survived. Meanwhile, Coco did not, as you can see on your screen.
Not sure what he was doing around that red buff. I only saw his slumping Kassadin corpse in the jungle.
Corpsidin. That would be such a great Halloween skin. Riot. You're welcome. It'd be cool too, because he's kind of, kind of creepy anyway. He's a void dude, so.
Better than stay in his ear. Okay.
I suppose.
Up, caught by TwoSense Bubble right there. Sonstar was actually hiding in a brush, so that was just too...
Well, Tidal Wave just used here, but can they catch space of Mad Life? Wisdom coming from behind. There's a flash after the Cataclysm comes through. Mad Life he will go down. Exhaust onto Shy as he comes in with the Equalizer, and CJ piling on the kills. Space still alive, grabs the double actually as he takes down Lilac. Oh man, and CJ, here we go. Frozen, slowed down. Can they finish him off? Trying to get away, looks like they can. And that's gonna be an ace, only losing Mad Life.
Wow, actually, Coco's Rift Walks right there. He Rift Walked over like every Q on that exchange, so he actually didn't get slowed at all. That was just really good timing and mechanics from Coco. As we see him able to chase down Frozen.
They used to call him the Coco Din.
That's right. Well, coming in, Space and Mad Life, I mean, IM's behind. They're trying to make a play to win this game, to get back into it. Start charging towards the turret, but Sonstar's already booked out. He has no mana. Mad Life buys some time, does go down at the end. Shy with a nice equalizer, preventing the escape. They corral absolutely everybody. Now watch Coco right here. Hopefully we'll get to see this. So they get the kill on a TwoSen. Now watch, Rift Walk, so Mystic Shot misses, and actually gets the Force Pulse slow right before the Arcane Shift. And then the next Ezreal Q is Rift Walked over also.
It's not good for Frozen, man. He's putting the miss and Mystic Shot today.
This is good timing, I think, by Coco. First one is, I think, a little off, but hard to tell considering it was Rift Walked anyway.
It hurts bad. Coco over the wall. He's like, this is my favorite place. Just chilling out by the red buff. Ooh, sometimes you can find supports. I wonder.
Very dangerous.
I think they know he's there. No, they don't. Red buff?
They're still
by CJ.
adequately scared, though, considering how many people they couldn't see on the map and how few wards they have forward this time. IM's vision line definitely collapsing, and certainly this isn't the same level of play in that last team fight. Sonstar had was chunked out, had very little mana, and just straight up died. It's not how you play the Juggernaut comp. That's, you have to protect the Kog'Maw, and the Kog'Maw also has to be in front. That's the other thing.
Well, when you look at the Kog'Maw play from Sansar, and you look at the Kog'Maw play from Prey, it's night and day different.
Well,
there's no comparison.
It's also a team-wide thing. Obviously, GE, this is a specialty.
Wisdom coming in, they try to lock up Mad Life, he'll flash away. Meanwhile, the rest of IM advancing through the river. CJ backing off, Coco coming back in from massive slow. Geez. What an equalizer, what a slaughter. CJ comes in, there's the Zonius from Coco, but he's got time. The rest of his team will catch Sansar, they will catch Lilac, it looks like. Frozen meanwhile manages to get away, Lilac escapes as well, but CJ can just turn right onto this Baron, I think.
Yeah, it looks like they'll be able to. Just Sansar can't survive the incoming damage.
Yeah.
Even with the Mikhail's Crucible, it wasn't enough to keep him in the fight, and if Wild Growth and Crucible can't save this Kog'Maw, then nothing can, Doa.
Well, yeah, it's like you said earlier, IM, two-shot Prowess a little bit late. Doesn't kill anybody either, and like you said, IM just not really finding the coordination to pull off this complicated composition.
I really think this is a composition that requires a lot of patience and practice. Here we see Sansar. Sansar playing the backside right now. He doesn't deal a lot of look, he hardly autos. He's just using his ult in this teamfight. This is not how the GE Tigers play it. Kog'Maw is in front, autoing the entire time, dealing a ridiculous amount of damage, and you protect him with your abilities as they come in. Kog'Maw on the backside running around with Whimsy, firing off an R every once in a while, isn't going to help you.
Yep. Gatling gun shreds the armor of Wisdom as he 2 combos away. Ambition lands the Q onto Lilac. Oh, Wild Growth used on Lulu, so there's an easy kill.
There's the Ignite.
Oh, Sansar, you are so dead. Gets right into the Flame Spitter of Shy. Oh, boy. Well, what can you say? It's pretty much over at this point. CJ with a 10K gold lead. Lots of turrets, Baron buff. It's time to wrap things up and call it a night.
You know what we call the Lee Sin
What?
kick combo?
What?
Kung Fu barbecue right into the Flame Spitter.
I like it, man. Yeah, nothing like barbecuing things over an open flame, even if they are little void monsters like Kog'Maw, I suppose. Delicious stuff. Coco provides some void sauce. And there goes inhibitor number 1. No, do they quite get it? Oh, here we go. Huge Cataclysm. Wisdom blown up immediately. Tidal Wave comes through, knocking everybody up, and just no follow-up. Sansar not quite able to get the damage in there. Lilac taken out very quickly. Goodbye, Sansar, yet again. And Coco, Zonia's right at the very end, and it looks like CJ may be able to just end this one right here. Frozen still poking quite nicely, but kicked back into his own home base. Ambition is a friendly guy there.
Well, that was actually...
Oh! That was nearly a double kill with True-Shot Barrage. Oh, well.
Coco, I guess, didn't feel like rift walking that one.
I guess not. He's like, yeah.
The focus from CJ a little bit lacking here at the end of this game. Bit of a sloppy finish.
Yeah.
Ambition. Trying for the style points in the fountain.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Rose is still on the pursuit right here. IM is nothing if not tenacious. And he'll be pushed out. Shy returning with home guards and full HP.
Frozen's 4-1-1 right now, but the only information he's able to bring to CJ is we're not going to beat you.
There's Dragon number 4 for CJ, so pretty much wrapping this one up. CJ, much stronger early game this time around, and looking like they regained a bit of their form after coming in a bit weak in game 1.
Yeah.
I like the way they adapted, though. I really think CJ did a good job of making changes after that initial game and playing it cool, trying some different strategies out, and they seem to have found IM's weakness.
I will also say, too, that I really do like that IM at least tried. It didn't work out, but it's good to see them try to sort of break out of the mold, break out of their sort of self-imposed mold, I guess you could say.
While I agree with you, I don't know if I would have picked a composition this challenging to try and pull off in this game 3.
Hey, man, if you don't reach for the stars, you'll never end up on the moon, or however that poster said. I don't know, man. whatever that motivational thing says.
I think really they just shouldn't have played Lux in game 2.
That was a big issue too. Yeah, they got too cocky. I mean, even though Frozen is a good Lux player, it's just not very good in the meta right now. And
I agree with you. I think he got excited because Fawn used it.
yeah. And because they were a game up. You know, he's come back in game 3, but no. No, they couldn't. Not this time. CJ, though, you know, I feel like they got, honestly, I feel like they're playing better. They still look a little bit sloppy, but I feel like they got kind of fortunate with the picks in both game 2 and 3. You know, game 2 with the Lux pick, game 3 with the kind of tough composition for him to handle. CJ pushing ahead for the win now. They've got that tier 2 in mid, but oh wow, one Nexus turret already down. But would you agree? Would you say that CJ did get a little bit lucky here?
I wouldn't say they got lucky. I mean, they played very solidly in the last couple of games. Yeah, things got...
IM made it a bit easier for them, though.
Yes, I mean, not in theory in this game. I actually do really like their composition compared to the relative lack of engage on CJ, but they just lost lane too hard, so... And Wisdom got over bold with his lead. But I don't think it was a compositional issue in this game. I think it was just a play issue.
Yeah. So here we go, the final fight. CJ trying to fend this one off. Space taking a lot of damage. Wisdom poking away, but he will go down. 2 kills already. The turret, another one for Ambition. Shy coming in, and CJ just cleaning this one up. Welcome back to the barbecue as Shy gets the double. Tucson just hanging out in the base. He's the only one left.
Yeah, this should be a pretty easy push forward. Not even going to bother with the mid tower instead.
You know, Tucson, some men just like to watch the world burn, but Tucson doesn't really want to. He just doesn't have a choice. There we go. The Nexus goes down, and CJ will take it 2-1 and bump themselves up to number 2 overall in the match standings.
Well, still a good showing from IM. They
I'd
definitely have been improving. The fact that they can actually stretch some of these series to 3 games and then win against Jin Air is an encouraging sign for the IM organization. Coco, very good game.
Yeah.
This time around. Same with Space. But nice engages from Coco overall. Good pursuit. And a lot of his engages caused the Lulu ult to be used on the wrong target. So a bit of a tough loss there from Incredible Miracle, but they're still definitely in the running as this season goes on.
Yeah, I would agree. And you know, again, even though they couldn't handle it, I like that they played a different comp in game number 3. You know they're going to be practicing it. You know they're going to be practicing other things as well, too. And so, you know, the thing is you have to take some losses if you want to add new dimensions to your team. There's just no other way around it. Ideally, those losses are in scrims, but to a certain extent, they have to be in pro matches as well.
And this is Shy.
This is Shy.
It is Shy indeed.
Yeah. That was Shy. And there's Shy.
There is Shy.
There is Shy. Shy is present.
Shy. Very good game.
Yeah.
Good equalizers. Actually, that entire game was pretty clean from CJ as a team. Exception of Ambition getting caught out while trying to kill that ward.
Yeah, I mean, what can you do?
Not kill the ward.
The fans love it when you kill wards, you know. You have to kill the wards.
But good win for CJ. Bouncing back after that loss to Jin Air last week. Great series, that one. Really well played by both sides.
Yeah. And so, how about that? In about 2 weeks, our first 3-game set. And it was a good one, too. You got to wonder what'll happen when they'll come back. They won't pick the Lux. They've got a little bit more practice with this comp. You know, they really are at a tipping point right now as a team. You know, they can either go quite far up from here or quite far down, I feel.
Yeah, I've seen general improvement, so I'm not too worried for Incredible Miracle, especially with how badly they smashed KT.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll be in
Belief,
the threat
hope
of being at the bottom of the league. Oh.
Belief, hope. Oh. I don't know what that's. Or maybe it's ah. Yep.
We'll see what our standings are.
CJ's the best.
After that last match, Should be pretty interesting, as at least they'll tie up for second place in terms of match score.
Yeah.
Point-wise.
And the MVP is going to be Coco. 6-2-9, the Coco Din returns with a stellar game on Cassidy, able to dodge a lot of those skill shots thrown out by Frozen's Ezreal. He didn't do too bad either. Not bad at all. And Coco joins the 400-point club along with GBM and Lee. Duke still on top of 500. And how about this? Coco coming in to grab this kill onto Wisdom.
Yeah, a pretty easy reaction from Coco, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't have to use his flash right there. And
this was the most impressive play, I would say.
Yeah, this was very interesting. So Coco Rift walks out of that slow again and manages to finish off with a double kill. Here we go one more time, easily catching Lilac and finishing him with the R.
Yeah.
And there's a force pulse one more time, and
when Coco's on Cassidy, it's not Rift Walk, man, it's Rift Swag. That's for sure. Just Rift swagging his way in there on the Frozen. Nearly dies, but he's got the Zonias, so even more swag. There you go.
I feel like this is more of a highlight reel of Shy's good equalizers, but
I know, right? Yeah.
that's okay.
Yep.